You gotta love it, right? The countdown, making sure you're ready. There you go. By the way, I'm going to share a quick link if you haven't already done so. Let me get you this link. That way we can get things going. And not only can we get things going, but one of the big things that we can do is we can get you rocking online. So if you're not familiar online, if you don't know what to do online, now I'll give you some suggestions in about 20 seconds, right? We have to count down. We have to do a live timer. We just got to do it. If we don't do it, guess what happens? People get impatient and people freak out. But that being said, that's okay, because my name's Cameron Garlick and we're going to dive right in. We're going to have some fun. Glad to see you. I've taken about a month vacation. Okay. Have I done some things? Yeah, a little bit. Most cases, though, I've been just, it's so good to just be able to go on vacation. It's so good to be able to just go and do the things that I desire to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to move my camera up. Do I desire to do this stuff? Of course. So I do it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't, right? So that's the first thing. But the second thing is, my nose is itchy. Okay, nice itch. But the second thing is it was good to. It was so good to take a break here. Let me bring that thing back down because now it's on. There we go. If you notice in the background, I have my book, right? Of course, you can't get my book yet. My book will come out soon. I play with it, kind of teeter it. Most of you don't even know about my book. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about it, and then we'll jump into a few things that we're doing today. So it's called The Funnel of Fortune. You won't find it online. Okay, it's called The Funnel of Fortune. What the book will cover is it'll cover how you can take normal day-to-day things and you can create wealth with them. Okay. I know it sounds weird. It sounds kind of like, can I really do it? Well, Michael Jackson once spit on a napkin, and somebody grabbed that napkin and sold it. I think it was actually gum. But they ended up selling it for such a crazy number for a gum. Okay, and I get it. It's Michael Jackson's a little bit different, but here's the but, the caveat. You can kind of sell anything that you desire and people will buy it. That's the reality of it. You don't need to create this big old false perception. So in this specific section, we will be talking a little bit about perception. But more than anything, we're going to be jumping into some operations, some co-operations. Like, for instance, in this specific one, I'm going to show you how to set up your email systems. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to show you the exact processes. If you want it, I have a link. I can share it with you. You can literally copy it and paste it over. Now, there is something that you do need. It's called Lead Connector. You will need that. If you don't have it, message me. I'll give you an account, okay? But what it will allow you to do is it will allow you to start emailing people. Why is it important to connect and email? Well, it's because I can leave for a month and not talk to a single soul, and I can still get paid passive income. I can still do whatever the frick I want. I'm nobody. I'm nobody special. I mean, I can get up here and act like someone who say, look at my car, but I value my books, right? Obviously. I'm not going to do that. I'm no one special, right? So I don't need to go and put myself on a pedestal. But what I can do is I can help you with processes and operations. So that being said, well, let's dive in. So we're in the dashboard right now. If you don't have one, I would suggest creating it. It's free. I put a link in there. It is free, 100% free, okay? I don't need to sell you on free. Okay, it's free. Jump in, get a free account. Now, why do we have it for free? Is so you have a learning space you can come into. You have a place where you can organize your applications. Because if you're doing anything online, business related, okay, things get a little chaotic. And what I mean by that is I used to be the person with like 5 billion bookmarks open and tabs and all this other bullshit. You sucked. It really did. So the easy solution is GFunnel. GFunnel helps organize anything and everything, including your notes, including your applications. I mean, heck, I can jump in here. I can click on tools and resources. I can jump over to tools and resources. I can see the people that are connected with me. I can jump into my timeline. I can see what I've been working on, right? I can see my blogs. I can see my posts. I can see all my stuff. Not only that, again, I could just jump right in. So that being said, we're going to be working on a few different things. I'll be working in a few different software. So first one I always work on is diagrams. Okay, just click on diagrams and you're here. Pretty simple. Okay, so diagrams, and the reason why is we're creating a perception. It's a kind of like a perception with onboarding. Okay, so I'll jump into our onboarding process. This way you can see it, you can copy it, you can do whatever you want. I don't care, right? I do it live for reasons. Okay, but so there's an onboarding process that we have. And if you're like, what do you mean an onboarding process, Cam? What does that mean? I'll show you really quick. I'm gonna log out. Okay, so this is my software. It's called gfunnel. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna log in. Okay, so let's say I log in. I can create an account. So let me just do that. Let's say I create an account. I come here. Okay, we keep on changing this because I'm playing around with this, right? Before I had legal name, but it seemed like too much. So I changed to first name, last, or first and last. I'm trying to make it easy for people, but we do want this stuff because when we go to pay people out on the affiliate side, it becomes easier when we collect this information. Now, can we collect it now or later? Yes, we can. That's beside the point. So anyways, there's a cute little form here. People fill out this form. We gather enough information, which is first, last name, their email, their phone number, and then we create a password, and then they create an account. As soon as they create an account, I'll just show you what the next step is. I'll just log in really quick. And I'll show you some of the perception that we need to push. Say, so somebody creates an account, it's free, 100% free, boom, right? And then as soon as they log in, they don't see all of these apps. They see a few apps, right? Like we have a few new people in. I'll just maybe pop them up. A few new people, and then I'll just kind of walk you through the perception in which we push. So let's see. Oh, it just popped up. There we go. So Damien, welcome. We have Fraza, welcome. Frazina. I apologize if I suck at your name. I am so sorry. We have Thine, right? There's a few people. We'll just say welcome, thank you, awesome. You're amazing for being here. Okay, next thing. What they see is they see only a few different applications. They don't see all of these applications, but first thing they see is this kind of pop-up, right? So now there's a pop-up, and we use Synesthesia. So this is an AI video, okay? And I'm just showing you the perception really quick so you can understand the perception, and then we'll dive right into the operational piece, okay? So they log in, they create it. Here's the first video, overview. We give people two options. You want to start the tour, or you want to schedule an appointment with us? We'll walk you through everything, right? They have the option. So let's just say, oh, just start the tour, it's fine. First thing we do is the affiliate side. Our whole platform, so this is not AI, this is now me speaking and going over our affiliate side. I try to make it cute, try to make it awesome, try to make it good, okay? We have a pretty awesome affiliate system that I put into place here. Now, why did I put the affiliate system in place here? Again, I'm just showing you an overview. The reason that I created the perception of that is because, gosh, I've lived where I've had nothing, absolutely nothing, not passive income. I'm nothing, and it sucks. It sucks having to say, oh, let me go to work. It really sucks to say, okay, I need to go to work. Let's say it's commission only, right? Commission only is great. I like it. Why do I like it? Because you make more money. But let's just say that's the case. You go there and you don't get a sale. You don't get something. Sucks. You're like, how do I feed myself? And you have those very dry spells. And of course you have those very, we'll call it the wet spells, right? Where you get all the money coming in. You're like, oh my gosh, I have everything. It's freaking awesome, right? So the reason I did is because I experienced it. It kind of sucked, right? So now we have an affiliate system. We teach people how to earn their first $50. If they decide to do so, they just click on there, and then we take them over here, right, to our page. It has the affiliate logins and XYZ, and then a webinar, right? Putting together a webinar for that just so people can understand like how actually money works, how our systems work, how our programs work, and how to make money. But the reality is it is something called Tier 1 affiliate, right? It's a Tier 1 affiliate. We have 3 tiers that we focus on. 3, I should have like a pop-up. 3, right? 3 tiers that we focus on because this is where individuals are. The very first tier is you need to make some passive income so you can step back and create. That's the first tier. The second tier that we cover is you're starting to build a business, right? You're starting to transition. You're starting to get that passive income, and you're starting to transition it over to an idea and create your idea and create this big old awesome thing, whatever that thing is. Could be the next hair salon. I don't know, right? It could be the next thing. And then the third thing is you're trying to build and scale your business. We keep it in 3 tiers. Maybe build and sell it, right? You want to sell it off. Maybe just scale it because you want legacy, whatever the case it is. So we structure it in those 3 tiers. Number 1 is you don't need to build a business right this second. Build your affiliate, build your passive income right this second. If you're new, right? If you already built one, don't worry about that, right? But if you haven't done so, you want to build your passive income because passive income allows you to create, allows you to go on. I just went hunting for a freaking month, right? Without even worrying. I haven't checked in. I didn't do freaking anything, right? It allows you to do that. Number 2 is like, I don't have a business. I need to create my business. That's the number 2 one. We'll walk through step by step. Like, here's how you create the idea. Okay, now that you created the idea, here's how the legal works. Here's how you structure your terms of use. Here's how you structure your privacy policies, your cancellation policies. Here's your billing department, right? So we start going, that's tier 2. It's bigger. Because affiliate marketing is just literally, let me share a link. Let me create a cute looking sales funnel or whatever the frick it is, and let me share a link and people click on it and you make money, right? Affiliate's very easy. Business, running a business, building the operation is kind of difficult. It kind of is. So we go over the basics on that. That's tier 2. And then tier 3 is build and scale. Maybe you haven't got into marketing, paid advertisement or not. We're going to teach you exactly how to do it step by step. Okay, that's what we do. Again, I won't dive into that so much, but that's kind of what we do. Okay, that being said, jumping back to the platform. So we're in here. Those are your 3 tiers, your 3 journeys. Let me actually walk through quickly what we're going to be working on today. Okay, so there's a few things, few operations. So I always, if you notice, I always build these structures. Because if you notice, here's our registration form, here's our this form, here's our that, here's this, here's that, and it's going do. Okay, there's a few different things that I like to do. Okay? I build it on a freaking form. That's what I do. Okay? Let me just make sure I have this. So next thing, I'll just show you kind of some back-end stuff that we're doing so that way you can see it. So let me just log in really quick. Boom. And I don't think I have it. Let me just check. If I don't, I'm going to add it here. Boom. I don't have it here. So I'm going to show you straight up using the software. Even if you're like in here and you're like, oh, I'll skip that step. I don't want to do affiliate. Choose the best plan. Oh, I don't want to choose the best plan. Okay, I'll do that. I'll add my own custom application. Let's just say, right? So I'll show you. I don't have Pobly in here, and I'm going to be using Pobly. Here's Pobly. Pobly is an API hub, API solution used for integrations. We'll just call it that. Okay, very easy to do. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just plug in this guy right here because I don't use any of the stuff that they have. I use the connect. So I'm just going to grab this guy, copy. I'm going to put the URL here. Boom, done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the image, save the image, and I'm going to load the image. SVG, I should be able to load that one. Let's add that guy. Let's see if she works. There we go. Pobly. Cool. Now it's there. So if you notice, what did I do? I have my core softwares. These are my core software, right? I have from my core software, right? I can now click it. So if I'm at my home's kind of like my shortcut, right? Let me just exit. I can just click it. So what I'm going to do on this side, I'm just going to click it, okay? So I'm using Pobly. So here's Pobly, okay? One of the specific things that I am using, let me pop it up really quick. So this is within, whoops, let me go into operations, partnerships, and right here, okay? So this is a quick build out of something. I'll explain the processes of it so you can see it. So basically, we have a SQL database. Once our SQL database triggers, boom, this pulls information in, pulls it in. And then it detects specific information. Once it detects specific information, then it brings it down a specific channel. And I have it designed for one side, which is a fixture. One side is in case there's an error, it'll go down this. Try again. If there's an error, it'll go down this. Try again, and if there's an error, which there very much can be, it'll go down these specific sides. Okay? I probably should do, I didn't do a notification on here. I'll probably do notifications on here. So let's just do a notification. I'm going to do a notification there. I'm going to create a new task. I'm going to connect this guy. I'm just going to show you some of the back ends, okay? So I want to do maybe add a new connection. Let's add a new connection, shall we? Why not? I think we have one. Maybe we have one. Agency report card. I need to get rid of that connection. Let's just delete it. Yep. Oh, I cannot delete. Fine, it's being used, so I need to remove it. Either way, I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but basically all I need to do is, in case there's an error, then what I need to do is I need to push this out to our project pieces. So I'll just show you really quick. So now these are our projects, right? So then I would push it out, boom, it would pop up in one of these guys, right? We have a few different companies within here, right? Let me actually, yeah. Jump back here. Oh, what happened? Let's go back, I don't want to be in that one. Let's go into our gfunnel dashboard, okay. But we have specific client ones, and then we have, let me just make sure we have a IT department. IT, legal department. Listing manager. I don't have one. I'm just going to create one. That's weird. Usually I have that. So I'll just put the IT solutions. Either way, I'll do that in just a sec. But I need to fix that specific piece because what I want is I want to ensure that something like this, if you notice something like this, I want to make sure that if there is an issue that of course I'm notified. So again, this one is just to, I'll show you exactly what this guy does. It triggers it, it creates a partner piece. This is our partner piece. I mean, I'm sharing with you everything so you can build the same thing if you desire. Here's our partner piece. Okay, so I'll just log in really quick. But the idea is, and I'll show you the back end. This is the back end. So again, SQL's triggered because we have our own software. So it's triggered within our SQL. From there, it pushes data. It creates new partners. See, it creates a new partner here, and then it brings that data into lead connector. And then I'm going to show you from here. Okay, so I'm showing you all of this so you can literally see the exact processes of it. And then I'm going to show you when it connects through here, what triggers. Okay, and we have a tag. So it creates, of course, a new contact, but we have a specific tag that's added. And there's a specific measurement, like a trigger mechanism, which I'll show you of how to manage this thing. But we'll jump into that. Okay, so basically it comes in here, it creates this. And then from that specific piece, let me jump back in. This is in a sense what it does. So now an account is created. So when I log in for my first time, because I want to collect money, right? When I log in for my first time in my affiliate, I would set it up and now I can collect money. But basically what it does, it creates an affiliate system for me that is connected directly to this specific link right here throughout the entire platform. So it's not just like here, but it's like every post, every event, every blog, everything that I ever create. So like, again, I'll just to dive a little bit deeper. Let's say I'm here, right? And I'm like, oh, I want to share myself as a business card. So let's say this is my profile, right? Because it's like social media profile basically. And I want to share myself as a business card. I share this link. It's still connected to my affiliate system, if that makes sense. Every post is connected to my affiliate system. Every blog, every event, every note, every goal, everything that we have entirely in our platform is connected to this specific affiliate system. So it creates an account, pushes that information over, so it's important, right? And then we have two sectors. We have one sector, which is the reoccurring, which I'll just show you really quick. One sector that is the reoccurring, and one sector that is direct commission. Reoccurring is like somebody that signs up, like let's say a client signs up for a reoccurring payment, like a software subscription or a service subscription. That's reoccurring. People get paid out reoccurring. It's like 50 to 70% reoccurring. It's crazy amounts, right? We do that so we can saturate more users within the platform, okay? The direct commission is like, let's say it's a big deal. It's like a $100,000 deal, right? That's a big deal, right? That can be anywhere from like 10% to 30%, but these are direct commissions. So this one's like, we call it assets. These are bonuses. That's how we look at it, right? Because you want to build your passive income. But again, I'm just showing you the inners. So then it creates an account, and now that you have an account created, anytime you share it, it's automatically linked to you. Anyone who ever signs up, so these are some example ones that sign up. Anyone who clicks on your links, you can see who's clicking on your link. Anyone who signs up on the link, you can see who signs up on the link. And then once you get your very first referrals, just somebody who creates a free account, you gain $50. Boom, $50, right? Then you could come here. All your referrals are tracked, so you can see every single one of your referrals, the amount of revenue when they sign up, XYZ, right? You'd be able to see everything. We're going to be adding resources. So like this is like a webinar that you can sell and XYZ. So we're going to have a bunch of different things like that. And then your payouts, right? So I'll just show you payouts. Click on here, payouts. So you have some information here. I'll just show you, okay? So like the payouts work through PayPal, through direct bank accounts, through crypto wallets. So that way if you want to like hide your money, secure your money, you can, right? And then of course Venmo, right? We figure those cover most everything. Like for instance, Wise, bank account can pay out Wise or any of those platforms, if that makes sense. PayPal's pretty freaking awesome. But anyways, that's in a sense how it works. Okay, pretty simple. But that's that automation. So it triggers new user. That's why we want the real first name and last name. Hopefully that makes sense. Then the data comes in, creates an account. This is the reoccurring, creates an account direct, and then adds that information with a specific tag. So this specific tag has new is our important tag. We'll just call it that. New is our important tag. So now let me transition over to what happens, okay? So this is some of the perception that we're now building out. So now what happens is it triggers something called a workflow. So if you don't know what a workflow is, I'll just kind of show you it. Well, let me dive back a little bit. Okay, boom, here we go. Right here, these are called workflows, okay? And we're working to make it so it can adapt into anybody's lead connector agency. We haven't done that yet, but we're working on it. But basically what happens is it comes in, it brings it in. So I'll just show you real quick. So now this is where the trigger comes in. So our main goal, the main one that we look for is new, right? That's the first one. Now we create a locking mechanism. So how a locking mechanism works is you have two choices, right? You want two choices, two variables to be able to move forward. You want to say, I have one variable, and it's like, okay, well, let's detect if you have the other variable. If you have the other variable, we're going to organize you here. If you don't have the other variable, we're going to organize you here. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I'll explain it and I'll show you. So the first thing is the person's entered into our dashboard. As soon as they are, there's this new tag that's added. So now it triggers, boom, goes down this pathway, and it says, does not include member. Here's our secondary one. So we have new and we have member. The reason that we have member is because we want them to go through this specific campaign before we activate that quote unquote member. Okay. Once member's activated, in case they create a new account, in case there's an error, in case something happens, we want it to push down this specific loop. That makes sense. Now, what we do is when they come in, okay, this is in a sense what happens. So I'm actually going to go delete. I don't want that tag. Delete, okay? And I can go into, I'll just do this, member. I'll go member. I'll just call it pending. Invite. We'll call it that way. Oh no, I messed up. Now I'm just doing a subcategory for member is all I'm doing. Nothing too crazy, right? Member invite. The thing that I want to detect is when they come through here, I want to detect that they are actually a member. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, okay? So now this condition will say it does not include that one or member invite. Okay, member is just the completion, member invite is the start. Okay, we're gonna save it. Next thing that's going to happen is we need to send them a welcome email. Okay, why? Well, our goal is to get them on the phone. That's our big goal. If we can get people on the phone, we can talk to them, we can help them. I get it. I know people are scared and they're like, I don't want to get on the phone. Right? Like, people do that. But if we can get them on the phone, I can help them. I can show them the processes, we can get things going, and we can streamline some stuff. Right? So now we have our software connecting with lead connector. Okay, so two softwares now working together. Okay, from there, we're going to start sending out our email. So here's our email. Okay, I'm going to actually change this email a little bit, right? Because it comes right here. That one, your world connected. And we're going to change this one. Okay, and what I'm going to do is welcome. Welcome to gfunnel. Okay, so this is now welcome to gfunnel. Okay, we're gonna come here. I'm just gonna edit this guy. Let's see if they fixed it before they had it. Oh, that looks like they fixed it. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, cool. So now we're going to send them a email. And we want to make sure, is this the type of email that we want to send them? Does it look accurate? What I always do is that's wrong. I'll edit this. What I always like to do is I kind of like to copy what other people do. People that are better than me, okay? So there's so many people that are better than me. So what I do is I usually jump into like my Google account and I say, okay, well, what are some emails that look good? Okay, and we'll pop some up. We have Hostinger. Let's just jump into my normal email account based on what I signed up. Okay, we have our lead connector accounts. And either I'm going to make it look like someone else. Oh, YouTube signed up. That's interesting. Cool. YouTube signed up for us. Oh, that's what they're doing. YouTube's just going over the video that I'm going over right now. I was going to say, I'm like, what the frig? That's weird. Why would YouTube sign up? But what I would do is I would go through emails. So we have kind of a spam email. I'm not going to show you it, but it's a marketing email. And I use it specifically for determining, again, what this should look like. Okay. So there's so many ways to make this look. So I usually copy what other people do that are better than me to make this. I mean, I can change, of course, the content, but I usually copy the look and the feel to make it more adaptable. Okay, so let's just pretend that that happens. I'm going to show you kind of the sequence that you do. This is it. So we're gonna jump back right here, and I'm going to pull up an email sequence so you can kind of see its processy, so you understand these are the processes to follow. This is this, right? So I'll put email process overview. That's what I'll just call it. Okay, email process overview. Easy enough, right? Okay, so this is how I do it. So I usually structure a few campaigns. Okay, so let's just say this is our campaign. We'll call it just campaign number 1. We'll just call it that for easy sake. Okay, the very first thing that I always do is there's an invite sequence. So I would say campaign number 1. This one would always be an invite. And what I'm doing is I'm preparing that contact, because you have to think, let's say this is the data, right? So this is data. Data is going to be entering this spot based on specific criteria, okay? And I would probably even do it more steps up, okay? So let's just say this is my campaign. I'd probably have my data. I would probably have my filter, meaning I'm only marketing specific people, and I'll zoom in. I'm only marketing specific people. So data, I would have my filter, and then that filter, let's say that filter goes through, then it would come into my campaign number 1, right? I'm gonna bring that up. And then from my campaign number 1, this is how I would structure my campaign number 1, okay? So I would say my first sequence would probably be invite. My second sequence would probably be nurture. Okay, and now I can have a result sequence or an action sequence, meaning a sequence if they take action. Let's just put it there, because this one is optional, okay? This is if they take action. This is like, thank you so much for taking action on XYZ. I like to structure things in 3, of course, right? If it's not present. Different story, different time. I like to structure things in 3. Every time that I create, I structure them in usually 3 sections. Makes it easy, okay? So basically what I'll do is I'll come in and I'll invite it to, or invite this data, this contact. So data, and I'll put contact. I will invite them in a filter to make sure I'm filtering them out correctly. I will bring them in and I will invite them into the invite sequence. So now let me jump into the details of why we have this invite sequence. So this one is to add tags. That's one of the things. Add tracking. Okay. In summary, I'm going to kind of make these a little bit smaller for obvious reasons. In summary, what I do, and I'm just going to summarize this really quick. Arrange to back. In summary, what I do is I prep. This one, invite sequence, is all about prepping the contact or prepping the data. Okay, so this is data preparation. Okay, the data preparation, why I'm doing this thing specifically in an email sequence, is to increase my deliverability, to increase my open rates, to organize my operations, to organize my marketing, to organize multiple different sectors. But for summary, we'll just call that preparation, okay? Data, I'll even change this to contact. Contact for easy understanding. Campaign invite is all about preparation. That's what it's about entirely. The next thing that I do is I have one action usually. I have my invite action. So my invite action is basically sending them an email. And again, a lot of people are like, well, this is over complex. You shouldn't do X, Y, Z. And it's like, then why do your emails suck? Why do you fail? You should probably follow processes. These are the processes that I found to be the most effective based off of errors. That's what I do. Okay. So this is your first piece. Campaign number 1, your invite sequence is all about contact preparation. Contact preparation, add your tags, add your tracking, XYZs. You can add your marketing, other marketing metrics. You can add whatever the case it is. But what you're doing is you're preparing that contact and you're inviting that contact. So first step is preparation. Second step is an invitation. So this one, preparation, invitation. Preparation, invitation. If you stick that deep down in your core, you'll never forget it. Next thing that we're going to be focusing on is our nurture. And all the nurture is. So this one is the action steps. This is what you want them to do. You want to invite them the very first time. And let me just invite you. If you want to come. If you don't want to come, that's fine. But let me at least send you that invitation. Right? That's the invite sequence. From there, this sequence, invite action, adds. So you go to add. You add the workflow to nurture. Then I go add to nurture. And then from there, this nurture comes in and it starts this specific campaign. Okay, that's it. So anytime you're doing a campaign, and you'll be seeing me, onboarding campaign is a freaking campaign. Halloween campaign is a campaign. Black Friday campaign is a campaign. Anything and everything that's going through communication and any form of operations, meaning you're adding tags, you're adding tracking, you're doing marketing, those things is a campaign. Campaigns always start with an invitation piece. Again, most people don't do this because most people don't know what the heck they're doing. And very little of the gurus teach this. Okay? Next thing is your nurture, right? So nurture is all about, you can call this education. education dash action. That's all it is. Nurture 1, education, you're doctoring them and you're getting them to take action. That's it. And you can do that sequence as many times as you desire. Okay, don't do the same freaking email because it's annoying as shiz and it's going to be considered spam. But you do that. And then you can, of course, put your wait step here. You can put a little wait. And you can put an if they do something, then if they click on something, change them here. Or if they do X, Y, Z, do this. You can put your condition, right? But that's basically all this nurture is. The nurture is educating, meaning indoctrinating these people because they don't know what the frig you're talking about. Most cases, they're humans and they're like, "What the frig are you talking about, Cam?" It's like as if somebody jumped on my live right now and they see a bunch of freaking squares and they're like, "This is confusing. What the frig are you talking about? I don't know. I don't want to be here." Right? They have that same mentality. So your goal is to educate them, indoctrinate them. That's it. That's, again, nurture is that, okay? And you copy and paste that however many times you want, right? Education dash action, wait. Education dash action, wait, right? Education dash action, wait. And I would say, and so on, okay? Now, this one is an optional piece. This is if they took action. So we can even call this if action. If they took action, start this campaign. Meaning if they took action, stop the campaign, start that campaign. If they took action, stop the campaign, start this campaign. If they took action, stop this and go there. Right? If they took the proper step and moved forward, put them there. Okay? Now, let's talk about this filter. I always say do a 2-mechanism filter. Okay? So how this works is the first filter is you have your trigger. Your trigger is a variable. And then you're going to have your completion. That's usually your filter that you want to do. You can have multiple filters, meaning you can say, well, you're in this industry doing this specific thing, but this is, in a sense, what you want. You want trigger dash completion. That's your filter. On most cases, unless you have multiple different niches, then you have one more filter above this, where you're filtering them, saying, should they go into this? Yes, they should go into this. Okay, perfect. And then you do it one more time. Okay? So that's basically it. Is that simple? If you're like, well, no, Cam, that's so freaking complex. I don't know what the freak you're talking about. How do I help you? I don't know. But there's variables. We'll just say that. There's variables within here. Okay? So the variables are, we're going to have a specific look and feel of the information that we're sending out. And then you're going to focus on different campaigns. So let's say a campaign, and I can give you an example. I can give you tons of examples. Here, let's give you one. Here's an example. This is a campaign example, okay? So we have it's coming from no reply, right? No reply. Hey, Cameron, your audience doesn't just want software. They want results. Now you can help them, okay? So if you notice, the affiliate team, this is an email. Now I can track this trigger. If you notice, there's a trigger on there. Same thing, if you notice, there's a trigger on there. So if I'm sending somebody, I can send somebody, and then sure enough, guess what happens? Oh my gosh, they came through a step. Right? Well, now I can copy this thing entirely. I can say, oh my gosh, really? Here's how you import the assets. Let's import them. I can copy this. I can copy this routine. I can copy this, every aspect of this. I can copy it. I can send it out in my email marketing and say, I'm going to just give somebody a snapshot. Hey, you looking to boost your affiliate systems? Yes, I am. Copy the snapshot and you can start boosting this affiliate system. Right? It's free. Copy it. It's free. Copy it. People start copying it within their own system here. Okay? I can do that. But if you notice, campaign, Now they're going to have series of campaigns that are sent here. And sure enough, all you have to do is get some type of a trigger featuring Frank Kern. Frank Kern's the trigger. Oh my gosh, I want to see Frank Kern. I'm going to be there. Ah! Why it's worth promoting. See what I'm saying? It's a campaign. Smart campaign. This is an affiliate campaign. Smart campaign. So we'll copy this and we'll add this exact piece because that's what we do. Okay. Like I said, I copy people. I see what works. Okay. And I can either send there and spend millions of dollars seeing if it works, or I can just say, you know what? This specific email, this process isn't too bad. It's not too bad at all. So what do? We copy it. We can change it. But, well, we copy it. No other way to say it. That's what we do. Why not? If it's working, it's working. Okay? So that's, in a sense, what we do. So, that being said, I kind of showed you a few different pieces, right? I mean, jumping back, I'll show you, summarize it. So, we went through, first there was this guy. From our SQL database up into lead connector, right? Our SQL database up into lead connector follows a specific process in here. I'll add one for an error in case there's any errors that exist here, right? I'll add that. Next thing is we bring it into this specific piece right here, a specific campaign. In this specific case, it is a campaign that focuses on sending out welcoming information and getting people to book. And it's going to focus on a few different variables. So its variables are, there's a campaign here, right? So let's just say this is a campaign. Let me push this over to onboarding. Okay, this is a communications campaign. What we're also going to do is we're going to trigger, I'll just show you, we're going to trigger some AI. Why did we capture a phone number? So this way our AI, let me jump out of here, switch out of that account. I'll jump back into mine. This way our AI can give people a call. So we have a specific AI right here. We have a few different ones. So we have a lead conversion specialist. Let's just dive in that one really quick. There you go. It's going to jump in here. Let me just make sure that it is connected and trained to gfunnel. Let's see, gfunnel sales department. It's okay. We'll get it to the sales department. Let's just make sure. Cool. That was uploaded. Cool. Cool. So, yep. So now it'll be trained, and it's going to automatically give people a phone call. And if you're like, oh, what? Does it really give people a phone call? I'll show you. This is what it sounds like. Call me now. I'll bring it over to the mic. Let's see. Doodle-doo-doo, doodle-doo-doo. Did I click it? Oh, call me now. That's right. What's going on? What is going on? Let me try it one more time. I'll just switch. Bum bum bada bum. It was this one right here. It might not have a phone number connected to it, but we'll try it again. There we go. I'll show you. So what it would do then is it would call somebody like this.
Unknown caller. Hello, Cameron. This is Jenna, an AI assistant with gfunnel. How are you today?
I'm good. What's up? How can I help you today?
I'm so glad to hear you're doing well. I wanted to personally reach out because I noticed you've recently upgraded your account with gfunnel. Congratulations. I'm here to help you schedule a complimentary onboarding and blueprint session valued at $500. During this session, we'll discuss your business goals and how our platform can align with your specific needs. Would you like to go ahead and set that up?
Sure, let's set it up. Why not?
Great. I'm excited to get started. Can you share what your main goals are for your business right now?
Yeah, I want to scale it. I want to scale my business. I want to make it freaking awesome. And I want to automate every freaking thing I possibly can.
That sounds fantastic. you have such ambitious goals to scale your business and automate processes. In our onboarding session, we will focus on strategies to help you achieve those awesome results with Gfunnel. Now, let's get to scheduling your complimentary blueprint session. When would you be available? I can offer time slots tomorrow, October 30th, or any other date that works best for you.
Let's do tomorrow. Do you have a tomorrow at 3 p.m. open?
Let me check that for you. I see that we have a time slot available tomorrow at 3 p.m. I will go ahead and schedule your complimentary blueprint session for that time. Just to confirm, the session is scheduled for tomorrow, October 30th at 3 p.m. Does that sound good?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Perfect. Your complimentary blueprint session is scheduled for tomorrow, October 30th at 3 p.m. I'll send a calendar invite shortly to your email at cam@gfunnel.com. If you have any questions or anything specific you'd like to cover in the session, feel free to let me know. Looking forward to our conversation and helping you scale your business.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks so much.
You're very welcome. Cameron, I'm excited to help you on this journey. If you need anything else in the meantime, just reach out. Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you then. Okay, so that was 100% AI. Right? I didn't do anything. So, and what it did, right? So now we have our AI conversation. Here's our conversation. So now it transcribes absolutely everything, records absolutely everything, notates absolutely everything, and it also booked an appointment. So now I can jump into the calendar side, and then sure enough, guess what happens? I'll have a tomorrow. It didn't book. Well, let's just double check. It should have booked. I'll double check. If it didn't, I'll make sure it's connected to the right calendar. But anyways, it books. Now it has a session on there. Now, what can I do? Well, all I have to do is get people to sign up. Then people come in and they automatically start filling out the calendars. So then we have our calendars automatically filled out. It calling them automatically, trying to get them to show up, following up with them and doing those things. And then all we got to do is, guess what? We present a demo. Not hard, not too difficult, right? So now people are getting these email follow-ups, they're getting phone call follow-ups. It's like, oh my gosh, I should probably join this stuff. It's kind of cool. It's all automated. It's like, you got it. And we'll teach people how to build this stuff. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it's pretty cool, right? But that is the perception. And now we can change that perception. Like, I can have a billion different AI people call. I can have whatever the frig we need, like email from Frank Kern. I'm just messing, but you know what I'm saying. Like an email from this other person and this other staff, all by following those specific campaign results. And if I can do this, I'm nobody too special. Don't you think you can do it too? Yeah. But now some of that stuff is complex. It really is. It's like, all right. It's complex. It is. Okay? It is complex. That's why most cases, your first tier, we don't really cover that so much. Why? Because it's too complex. You're not going to pay attention because you're not making any money. But if you're making passive income and you're like, maybe, just maybe, I can, right now the solution's paying for my car. Right now the solution's paying for my mortgage. Right now the solution's paying my bills. Eventually you might get that thought process, that idea to say, what if I can create something bigger? What if not only can it cover my essentials, right? Because that's essentials. Food and stuff, that's essentials. Car stuff, essentials. Housing, essentials, right? That's why you focus on the affiliate side. Essentials. It covers your essentials passively. The next side, it frees up some time because all that, to go work, it takes freaking time. It really does. You're working freaking 8 hours a day and it sucks. It really does. Like, it does. Imagine all of a sudden it frees up that time. Now you're like, I'm bored. Maybe I can create. That's stage 2. Stage 2 is now creating. And there's a lot to creating. It's not just like, oh, let's just create some random bullshit and get going. It's like, how are your legal processes? Are your contracts good? Are your terms good? Are your privacy policies good? Is the way in which data flows into your system, is it proper? Is it properly set up? Right? There's some complexities there. That's called a tier 2. There's complexities. You might as well learn the complexities. And that complexities have value. Why does it have value? Well, you're already earning passive income. And then the tier number 3 is, well, I know my terms. I know the basics of running a business. I established my ideas. I've created my websites. I've done the things that I need, my marketing XYZ. Now it's time for me to scale and sell, right? Or scale and create legacy. That's tier number 3. We can build that all within our affiliate side. And one of the things that we tie on is again, this is me. This is what I did. I just looked at the side of passive. I think my camera froze. Let's see. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Come on, camera. Okay, I'm just going to get on the screen. I don't know why my camera just decided to say, hey, no, we're not working. Let me see if I can activate it and react. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. You can see me froze. I'll just keep talking. Diving in, like, imagine if you can, or what we're building. What we're building is something that I learned, right? I learned, and I'll show you some details of it. I learned from here. Let me pop it up. Okay, I'll show you. And it's generated millions of dollars. So I learned it. It's not too bad. Just saying, it's not too bad at all. Let's find it. There it is. Okay. So simple of a system. Okay. These are the processes in which I developed, and I developed them not from me. It's not my credit. You can say, oh, Cam did all this. No, I didn't. I learned it from amazing people. I learned it from processes of people that gain success. So the first thing is how money works. There's a system in which how money works, right? So it's like, oh, here's how money works. Here's your accumulation. Here's your compound. Here's your wealth, right? So it's like, how do we build a system based off of that? This looks like trash garbage. So let's change that a little bit. Okay, there's a system built. So it's like, let's build a business model based off of it. And then it's like, okay, well, there's 3 specific, again, I create in 3s. Acquisition, creation, expansion, the ace of business, I create in 3s. And it's like, okay, well, here's the quote unquote snapshot of it, meaning you're going to have traffic coming in. There's a reason in which people come in and gain assets, which you'll notice the whole G-Funnel platform is designed after it when somebody jumps into their personal profile. Like they jump into their personal profile and it's like, oh, here's all the tools you'll ever need, all the education you'll ever need, all your AI assistants you'll ever need, your note-taking systems. Basically, it's anything to ever do business is all right here. We built that specifically to match the specific business model. And then from there, it's like, oh, people want to learn this. They're paying other people anyways. They're paying thousands of dollars on courses in XYZ and off of not even learning and implementing. It's like, let's just give them a business and let's make it cheap. Can somebody afford free? Yeah, great. Free it is. Bring them in. Can somebody afford a software subscription? Yeah, they're already paying for it. Great, bring them in. You earn passive income. Can somebody afford a complete business done? It's like, well, it depends how much it is. Well, again, this specific business, it's like $300, right? We do it for $300 because most people can afford $300. But then what we do, I'll tell you a secret. Here's the secret. We pay out 90%. Well, it's between 80% and 100% commission based off of somebody coming in. So imagine you're like, hey, I have a business model. You come in, you buy the business model. It's given to you. You buy it for $300, right? Now somebody buys it for $300 and all of a sudden, sure enough, they put it together and that person that just sold it to them made 80 to 90% off of that deal. Boom, done, just like that. I was like, holy crap, this works. I'm making cash up front and I'm making reoccurring cash. And we cycle that, again, following this money flow, following the same money flow, right? We cycle that in based off of services, based off of products, based off of anything and everything else where people can go in and truly build a business. And most everything is passive upfront cash. And the whole goal is, I mean, again, there's a lot of processy to it. And there's a reason for it. It's not just like, hey, you put money here and you get this. That's called a pyramid scheme, right? It really is. That's what it is. Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, same freaking thing. What we do is we say, you're going to buy a business anyways, so buy it. And if you're going to learn how to do affiliate marketing, well, what are you going to do? You're going to learn marketing and sales is what you're going to learn. So if you're going to learn marketing and sales, you might as well market and sell the products which could be any product ever. It could be our restaurant software. It could be our whole building. Like we built like a mortgage loan origination process. We built like so many different things. You go and you sell them, and it's like, how about you did the work? I mean, of course we built it. Who cares? But you did the work. You sold it. You influenced the people. How about you collect it? And then sure enough, guess what happens? You make your first commission and you're like, wait a second. I just made money online. It's like, yup. Can I do it again? Yup. Here's the business for you. Here's the business model. Here's the courses. Here's anything and everything that you need to do. And then we focus on, I don't know if the camera's still working. Nope, it's still me glitched out. Okay. And then we focus on 3 tiers. 3 tiers. I know this is confusing on screen. I get that. I'm just going to back here for kind of clarity reasons. 3 tiers. Tier number 1 are your chores. This is what you have to do to run a business on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, a semi-annually basis, and an annual basis. You have to do them. They're chores. Oh my gosh, they're terrible. There's chores that you have to do, right? And this is not just art. Like these are guidelines that we do to help you build a business. These are called chores. The next one are your projects. Your whole goal of creating new projects is to automate your chores. Like let's say posting on social media, it just sucks. But you have to do it. You got to do it. Gosh, you have to do it like 5 to 10 times a day and it's tedious as crap. Gosh, it's a chore. You create processes to automate those chores. And you only focus on 2 to 3 projects at a time, maximum. This way you can get those chores completed and automated to free up your time. That's pillar number 2, your projects. And then pillar number 3 are your asks and your needs. This is, what the frig do I need to do? I have to do it. Oh my gosh, there's a fire. I have to put it out. It's a need. And then the asks. This is where somebody might ask you to do something. That's it. Really, that's how easy it is. And you just follow those 3 things and slowly you start automating it to the point where you generate passive income and you're free from all of this other bullshit. And you don't have to follow some fake little guru that says, I just made $5 billion in 33 days. Oh my gosh, it's like, screw that. Just focus small first. Pay off your car, right? Get a system that's generating enough passive income that you don't have a car payment anymore. Work up to your house. Get a system that you're generating enough that you don't have to pay for a house payment or a rent or a mortgage, whatever it is anymore. Pay for your food, right? Pay for the essentials first. You don't have to go and say, oh, well, I'm just going to go get me a Gucci purse. I mean, you can. I don't care. Like, you can. But cover your essentials. And then once you cover your essentials, guess what happens? You become free. And if you become free, you become bored. You do. You sit around and you do lives like me. It's just like you sit around and you chill and you don't shave your beard. I mean, I'm glitched out for some reason. My camera's not working. But you don't shave your beard or you just do a little comb over in your hair, right? Don't get me wrong. I care, right? I go out in public and I care, right? But you get stuff where you're just like kind of bored. So what do you do when you're bored? You create systems like this. Because if you notice, like this entire platform, this entire system, anything and everything that's been created within here by myself, by my team, or anything like that was done with a $0 budget. It wasn't like we had millions of dollars to come in and build crap. We had a $0 budget. We had to go and build our budget. Even this guy right here, right? These are AI videos, like I said.
Make your profile.
The perceptions in which we created are all based off of that. It wasn't like, gosh, we got a VC that came in and or somebody who funds us that came in and invested millions of dollars. No. It was nothing. Then we used the assets that we had and we created something freaking phenomenal and awesome. Something that anybody can come in and use, right? We created something where people can come in and network for free, where people can come in and get the tools that they desire and they can use those things and succeed. That's what we did. And that's what we'll continue to do, so people can come in and keep building and keep building and keep growing and keep building. That's the key. So, that being said, again, I can't show myself besides my glitch picture, just me saying hi. You can pretend my mouth is moving. Hi. That's my quick little life. I went through quite a few different processes. Most things that I did go through were, again, some of this guy right here, so you can see kind of how it connected, as well as my other stuff right? Like the onboarding processes that you can copy. You can copy all this stuff. I do it live. It's if you're like, well, you didn't cover everything here, Cameron, so I can't copy you. Go back to my other lives. I literally walk through. Anytime that I do this stuff, it's literally live for you. And I'm talking about every time, like every little process that I go through and I build is all live, done for you, so you can see that I am literally nobody special, that I'm just a random freaking human being that can create. And you can create boxes just like this as much as I can. And you can grab those boxes and you can build them into systems just like this as much as I can. And you can gain passive income just like this as much as I can. There's nothing different. We are all the same. Okay? That's what I covered. So that being said, I'm going to dive off. Hopefully that was informative. I have a little bit of work to come in and finish some of this stuff, especially the emails, how they look. But that is just an onboarding campaign. You can copy and paste those same exact processes for any and all other campaigns that you desire, and you can also expand them out. So again, I'll dive deeper. Let's say this is an invite one. I go through, I add somebody to that invite nurture. Again, I'll dive back, confirm. We'll go into the invite nurture. Okay. Now this is an invite nurture. I come in and I add them to Facebook, right? So now this is a Facebook marketing. So then it's like, oh, here's a custom audience, so we can start marketing these specific people to get them to upgrade. And then here's specific nurture sequences all the way to long-term nurture. Push them over to long-term nurture. We can do that same thing for every single campaign and then add the action steps. So that being said, I'm going to jump off. If this was informative, of course, give it a like, give it a share. Shares help a lot because I gain reach into your network. And if you feel that I gave some value and you're like, this is actually kind of valuable, like maybe just a little bit. And if it was a little bit valuable, do that. It helps us out a ton. And make sure, just like I did in this comment where I shared my affiliate link, make sure you do create a free account. Make sure you do give an affiliate link. This way, you do gain credit for anything and everything that was shared. So again, if you like this video, my suggestion always, if you think somebody else will say, ooh, this is freaking awesome stuff, make sure you give them your affiliate. They create an account, you'll earn your first $50, which is awesome. And then the next piece is they'll be connected to you. They end up upgrading or anything in any way, you get reoccurring commission paid out to you. I mean, of course it's monthly because they're paying monthly. So that being said, I'm gonna dive off. If you have any questions, let me know. Here's my glitch picture. Again, my camera stopped working. Glitch picture. But other than that, guys, have a great rest of the day.